Greetings. My name is Treveda Redmond. I was given the task to share my breast cancer journey. So I am going to attempt to answer all of the questions that my good friend Alicia has sent to me. So I will share everything I can. So tell you a little bit about myself. I am a single mother of two. I am on my doctoral journey. I have been in the world of education for 18 years. I have been at the administrative level in the Rockford Public Schools for the last 5 years. I'm currently serving as the principal of Kennedy Middle School in Rockford. My daughter is a sophomore at DeKalb High School, and my son is currently a freshman at Northern Illinois University, where he plays football. He is number 41. He's a linebacker. So again, I'm finishing the last leg, I believe the last 2 years. In 2 years, I should be completing this program where I aspire to be a superintendent of a school district. I live in DeKalb, have been in DeKalb since I graduated high school. So I've been in DeKalb since 1992. So it's been a long time. So a little bit about myself and how I got on this breast cancer journey. So in 2013, I was a teacher, and I noticed I developed a scar on a rash, not a scar, a rash on my right breast, and it itched. And as a teacher, it's kind of embarrassing to be itching your boob in front of your students. So it itched really badly. So I went to my doctor, my gynecologist, and I wasn't 40 at the time, and she suggested that I get a mammogram. She said, well, if it comes up nothing, and then that's fine, and then I'll send you to a dermatologist. So we got the first results back, and it came back suspicious cells. So, and she said that happened because I hadn't had a mammogram before, so they had nothing really to compare it to. So got another mammogram. They did a biopsy on the second time, and it came back cancerous cells. When the doctor called me at home, because he wanted me to come in so I could tell him, and I told him, no, I'm not coming in. You need to tell me. You need to tell me now. And so he told me over the phone, and all I heard was cancer, and then blah 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 blah. It was at that moment that I asked him, are you giving me a death sentence? And he said, all sickness is not unto death. So with that, I hung up the phone. I told my then husband that I'm going to put down a deposit for my 40th birthday because I will be having a birthday party. Because it was in that moment I decided that I was going to fight for my life. I had 2 young children at the time, and I knew that I needed to fight. So I met with my doctors. He assembled a team, plastic surgeon. We looked at what this would mean, that they told me that I was stage 0. So that was a blessing, and that I didn't need radiation or chemo. So in meeting with the cancer center, which was a day that I will never forget, I went to the cancer center, and excuse me, I remember the doctor saying to me, you only have cancerous cells in one breast. Why have you now decided to do a double mastectomy? And I explained to him that, I had been researching and finding out that women that had breast cancer on one side, if they weren't aggressive in removing the other side, it always came back more aggressive in the other side. And I didn't want to spend the rest of my life wondering when this was going to happen. So I took the aggressive approach, and I opted to have a double mastectomy. And he said to me, if you were my wife, I would not allow you to do that. And I kindly said to him, well, I'm not your wife, and this is what I'm going to do. And that was kind of nerve-rattling that a man would say that to someone that was diagnosed with having breast cancer. However, I decided to push forward with my decision. So we decided to do a double mastectomy. And with the double mastectomy, I would have to lose my nipples. They wanted to make sure that they got all of the cancerous cells. So that was the first part of me feeling like I wasn't normal. So I remember waking up from the surgery um, and feeling like a different person because I was at a comfortable between C and D, and I woke up to just flat. He did install placers, so we started the reconstruction process right away. But they weren't filled at this point. They were still flat because I needed to heal. So in the healing process, so that happened December 16, 2013. So I was home. The hardest part about the beginning is one, getting yourself set up on a routine of taking all of this medication. And two, after having a double mastectomy, when you come home and you have all of these tubes coming out of the side of you, just needing the support and assistance that all of that had with removing, draining them. Luckily, I have a good support system. I have a village of people, a friend who's a nurse, and who would stop over and help me drain them and all of that. I it was really difficult. I remember feeling just kind of hollow inside with trying to wrap my mind around this new normal of what my days were going to look like. So moving forward, January, I wasn't sitting down, started feeling better. I mean, learning how to move through the stitches and that. So my then husband at the time eventually went back to work. My kids were back on their daily routine. So I was at home trying to be Betty Homemaker and moving things. Well, that set me back in my recovery because I had split open both sides of my chest. So went into the doctor, and I had woken up that morning, and they give you a white camisole, and it was covered in blood. So we got to the plastic surgeon, and I was in tears. He walked in, he was like, "Oh my God, what happened?" Did not have time to take me over to the hospital, so had to take me into another room, put me on the table. At this point, I don't have feeling in my chest, so he had to cut and cauterize while I was still awake and try to save what chest skin tissue that I had. And so that was a wake up for me because that put me back to ground zero. That was really, really difficult. So my support system, everyone was there, making sure, okay, you need to sit down, you need to understand this. But each time, and mind you, I had gotten to a couple different fields at that point, and he had to drain everything. So I was seriously back at ground zero. So it was, I was able to make it to June, July that year. We finally, everything was set. We got them filled to where I needed them to be filled to. Everything had healed. At this point, I had to go in and take out the placers and put the implants in. And one of the good things that I think women would appreciate, I appreciated, I wanted my breast to have a natural look. So he was able to take some of my fat off of my stomach. I was truly appreciative that my fat finally worked out in my favor. So I was able to take the fat from my stomach and put them on my implants. That was the first part of me working towards feeling normal. However, one thing that I did not feel normal about was that I didn't have nipples. While that's only cosmetic, I didn't want, when I was researching, when they can make a nipple, but it would stay on hard for like a year or two. No woman wants to have to worry about hard nipples for 2 years. So I did not opt to have that problem of hard nipples for 2 years. I don't know why anybody would, but I was on a quest to feel normal and kept trying to figure out what do I do. During this time, I lost both my parents. My mom to Alzheimer's. My dad, he had a blood disease. He worked in an oil refinery for years. So lost him. Then got a divorce. So all of this within 5 years, and going through reconstruction of my breast to try on a quest to find what normal would look like for a woman. So I did opt to get 3D nipples. So I have tattoos, tattoo nipples, and that kind of gave me a little normalcy, if you will. It was the process in thinking about it. It kind of gives me chills because there were moments when I felt alone that I don't think people understand when you lose something. I mean, I don't know if I can make you understand it, but me losing my breast, I I'm not a person. I'm not a person who shows a lot. Like this part of my chest, that's about the most you'll see. So it's not like it was something that I would show. But as part of being a woman and what I felt inside, I didn't feel whole as a woman, and no one could understand like what you're striving to be this perfect to find this who this woman is. But I was just trying to put back the pieces. But I didn't want to go back to where I was. I wanted to be better than the way I was. And so there were lots of times when I felt alone. And my support came in with my family and my friends and my faith. And just understanding that God brought me here to this situation, not for me, but to show others that how I got through. And it was because of him, my faith, my higher being, my God, how I got through it, that's where the blessing is, and that's where the joy is. I stayed encouraged knowing that, I didn't allow my current situation to dictate what I already knew, that I serve a healer. And that's just what he did. It could have been, I could have ignored that rash on my breast and not gone and gone to my doctor, and it could have went away and we never would have thought anything about it, and it could have gotten progressively worse. And thank God that I didn't, that I used that I listened to my body. And that's one message that I give out to women all over. Listen to your body. Your body gives you signals, gives you signs. Do you listen to your body? My one thing that I do, my mom always said, your one gift to your body is to go get your yearly checkup every year. That's your gift to your body, to make sure you know what's going on. Today I am almost normal. I think my kids would probably say I'm probably not all the way normal, but I'm as normal as I can be. I'm happy with the route that I chose to go on. I have a t-shirt that says, heck yeah, they're fake, the real ones tried to kill me. So I definitely am open and have always been open to sharing my journey so that other women, if I could help one woman, then I've done my due diligence. And so my message to women is get yourself checked, pay attention to the signals that your body gives off, because my body definitely gave off a signal, because by the time I went and got a mammogram, that rash was gone. So had I ignored that, it could have been something totally different. My advice that I would share for someone is to keep pushing, don't stop. I have a shirt that says no excuses, make it happen. And so there was no excuses for me. And my children have seen me, even when I was laid flat on my back, I was in classes. My professors allowed me to Zoom in to my classes because I couldn't leave. I couldn't drive because I was taking narcotics at the time. And so my kids have always seen me push through in spite of all obstacles. And so I've been really consistent with that. And I listen to my body, and I keep moving, and I keep making it happen. And I used to say, God, why me? And, God said, why not? He chose me. He chose to work through me so others can see how he can bless. And that's just what he did for me. So I am so thankful for the team that I had here at Northwestern Medical and the Cancer Center, my plastic surgeon. He has placed the right people in my life at the right time. And so I have had probably to date, with surgeries, I've probably had about between 15 to 17 surgeries with reconstruction, and all of that comes with trying to be normal. So I'm thankful. I'm healthy. I feel like I'm in the best health that I've ever been. I work out 3 times a week, meet with a trainer, 46 years old, and I pretty much have pretty much all new parts at this point that I'm going to make it to 99 because I got all new parts at this point. So I'm thankful that I'm able to share this journey. I'm always willing to do share it live. There are a couple women that I know my doctor will reach out. Can you talk to this woman? They would like a personal, and I'm always open to do that because I believe sometimes it just takes a personal touch for sometimes for women to get through it. So I'm appreciative of that. And so hopefully this is what you needed for the video for me to share. If there's anything else that you would definitely like me to share to touch more on, definitely reach out to me and I will share. But thanks for listening and thanks for your time. You have a blessed day. Be great.